why does NoFap work for you and everyone else who is on it? If you aren't on NoFap and are looking for scientific and common sense reasons why this works, I'll be going over 2 very simple reasons for why NoFap gives people such huge energy boosts, higher confidence, and more attraction from girls or guys depending on who you like. Before we get into the 2 simple reasons, be sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit me up on Twitter at CreativeVan. Alright, so the first reason that I'll be giving you is scientifically backed. This has been proven through many studies, which is the fact that porn elevates dopamine levels to an all-time high that we were not evolved to get. What I mean is, our ancestors almost likely lived in small communities where they only had access to a few females. However, with the click of a button, today 10-year-olds, which is when I first started this addiction, can see more naked females than their ancestors did in their entire lives. We were not built for this. This releases the neurochemical dopamine, which essentially makes your brain crave for rewards. This was good for evolution, as, for instance, if you found a source of food, dopamine would be released to motivate you to find it again and again in the same way, allowing you to survive. This is the same reason why it is very pleasurable to have sex, because your genes want to reward you for passing them on, which would ensure the success of them. But nowadays, the past uses of dopamine have been hijacked. Instead of eating high sugar foods because it's not abundant and we need the energy, we do it because it is all around us and our brain is telling us to eat that pizza or the cake because it's supposed to ensure that we will not be hungry for the next day. It's the same thing with pornography. Our brain believes that we have multiple females that want to have sex with us in the form of pixels on a screen. So it says, this is our chance to reproduce with this many females? Well, let's just binge then. This could only happen once in a lifetime for our ancestors, so of course they would ejaculate as many times as possible to have as many children as they could. But going back to what I was talking about earlier, there is no end to this. This is based on what is known as the Coolidge effect, as well as the rise of different fetishes and how we watch internet pornography. The Coolidge effect was based on this joke during Calvin Coolidge's presidency. So it goes like this. The president and Mrs. Coolidge were being shown separately around an experimental government farm. When Mrs. Coolidge came to the chicken yard, she noticed that a rooster was having sex very frequently. She asked the attendant how often that happened and was told dozens of times each day. Miss Coolidge said slyly, "Tell that to the president when he comes by." Upon being told, the president asked, "The same hen every time?" The reply was, "Oh no, Mr. President, a different hen every time." The president said, "Tell that to Mrs. Coolidge." So, dopamine is released in large amounts the first time you see a girl on screen. I remember being 11 years old looking at models and going ham. But over time I noticed, shit, this isn't too exciting. Let me flip to a different page or load up a different picture. From there, I would come and the cycle would keep progressing until I needed to change through over 20 tabs of hardcore porn videos with different fetishes to reach orgasm. The Coolidge effect is just that. You get less and less dopamine over time with the same girl, probably because in evolution you already mated with her once, so it's your body letting you know that you need to find someone else. So the moment you change tabs and start watching a new girl or a different scene, your dopamine levels shoot up again. Then it dies down and you look up another porn actor. The further and further you go, more and more dopamine is held at a very high level, similar to that of morphine. Except for hardcore drugs, the high doesn't last for too long. For porn, however, you can go as long as you can keep clicking. So you might be saying, hey, this is great. You feel extremely good, it's a drug high essentially, with minimal effort, and you can't even overdose. You may get some fetishes, but everyone says it's normal to like that stuff, right? Side note, many straight guys somehow start watching gay porn, and it's not wrong in my opinion to be gay, but if you start ejaculating to something you don't naturally want, that's a clear sign of pornography addiction. So back to the topic, you might be saying porn is great as a stress reliever or something else. However, take a look at how you're overloading your brain with dopamine and how it affects it in a scientific and a practical perspective. When you have so much dopamine, this actually leads to desensitization. Everything feels boring after you jack off, and you don't seem to have the motivation to do much anymore because your reward system is numbed out by all the highs that you got. There's no reason to go out with friends anymore. This legitimately happens sometimes to me. I wouldn't go out when people ask me because I'd rather watch porn. No reason to play basketball, etc. These are natural ways of getting dopamine. Socializing, being with a girl, playing sports. However, none of them get you as high as watching porn or using drugs. So after some time, your brain will not have any drive to do normal things anymore. That's why most people's grades drop, and they feel distracted with brain fog many times during the day, and they become less social. However, when you stop, your reward circuits come back to normal, and that's when everyday activities feel great again. That's why there's a boost in happiness overall on NoFap, and the ability to remain focused increases along with many other benefits. So that's the first reason, which has been backed scientifically, and you can watch an hour-long video on that topic if you like. I remember being on that site all night one day, finally realizing how addicted I was to something that everyone told me was normal for years. Or I do have a playlist of quitting and videos by other YouTubers on the end screen. The second reason is more just based on logic and common sense. Alright, so if you believe in evolution, and personally I believe in God, but I still trust in evolution based on the logic that follows behind it, then this is what happens. Your genes want you to reproduce. So if you hit up a porn site and jack off into a tissue, when you ejaculate, your body thinks you just did the impossible. You just had sex with over 10 girls, really just switching from video to video in the recommended section, and you must be some type of beast that's not only attractive, but dominant as fuck to be able to get multiple girls each and every day. So by doing this, you essentially tell yourself that you are the most alpha motherfucker in your pack, so it's alright to take a break and do nothing. But in reality, you aren't that guy. You most likely are like most men nowadays, either stick skinny, skinny fat, that was me last year, or just straight up fat. And you most likely have some anxieties talking to girls, so getting 10 porn stars in bed would basically be impossible. But instead of working on those and getting a real reward of actual sex and liking yourself, you just come in your tissue or socks and call it a day. The thing is, why does NoFap work? When you stop allowing yourself to believe that you are completely perfect through pornography, your genes propel you forward. They're thinking, shit, I haven't came in a week, so I need to start working. This leads to more energy, drive towards your mission, and people have noted that even their skin becomes clearer. Testosterone jumps, which is the hormone that makes you more aggressive, which can be used at the gym, being more assertive with people in general, and just enjoying life. When you stop living in a fantasy world, your whole body changes. My face changed like hell, my body got sexy as fuck because I started putting in hours at the gym, and I started this YouTube channel on the premise of helping other guys. It all makes sense because I wasn't, and am still not probably ever going to have 30 porn stars all with different fetishes at the same time. Instead, I'm improving myself and making my whole life better. I have energy, more friends, girls hitting me up, and enjoyment in little things like looking at nature. Even music sounds better, and my anxiety levels have dropped to all-time lows. These are all the benefits you get from making your brain normal again and being real with yourself. So that's all that I got for you today. More videos on the end screen, and once again, be sure to hit me up on Twitter @CreativeVan if you want more updates. Also, if you animate VideoScribe videos, let me know. You can definitely contact me and we can collaborate. I love YouTube, and the reason why I'm using Twitter is because uploading daily is practically impossible for animations, so let me know by hitting me up. It's Kevin from Creative Van. Hope this video helped you, and keep living in the present. Peace.